Hey guys, welcome back to another video, or welcome if you are new. It's George. Alright guys, so for today's video we are going to be discussing another very important topic that I did discuss on one of my previous videos. However, this time we are only mainly going to be focusing on downtown LA. Now for the ones who may not know, living in downtown LA has never been cheap, right? Now even though it's been pricey and expensive to live here, there has always been jobs going around, meaning that people have been able to live in downtown LA for a good 2, 3, or even up to 5 years. But now today, really that has not been the case anymore. Now I'm going to show you guys some apartments that are in downtown LA, and I'm only saying some because there's just way too many of them. And these are all going to be luxurious apartments because they're very close to the Staples Center, home of the LA Lakers, and close to the Wilshire Grand Tower, which is the most expensive hotel in downtown LA. Now again, as I mentioned, even though it's been pretty expensive to live in one of these apartments, there's always been jobs going around. But as many of you guys already know, because of the whole global situation that kicked off last year, things pretty much went downhill. One of them being small businesses. And I'm saying small businesses specifically because multi-millionaire companies are obviously still around today. However, a large amount of small business companies have completely lost millions and thousands. And I'm stating this because everything just falls into connection, right? Many homeless people here in LA were some of those small business owners. But as we talked about in the past, the government here of this state or even other states of the US simply don't do anything unless it only benefits them. But going back to these apartments in downtown Los Angeles, guys, people now, for obvious reasons as we talked about, don't have the same amount of money or income as they used to have just 2 years ago. You know, paying big amounts of money every month or even every 12 months to be living here. Now I'm going to show you guys 3 of the units that are in one of these luxurious apartments here in downtown LA, specifically in 8th Street. I did speak to one of the leasing agents of the apartment. She was nice enough to take some time out of her day, which I really appreciate, you know, basically to give me a quick tour on these 3 units. She also gave me the prices of each one, which I will show you guys in just a sec. Now at first I personally thought that the prices of these units were gonna vary depending on the height, or depending on what floor they are located at, because in other places the higher you are, the more expensive it is because of the nicer view that you get. However, that is not the case when it comes to these units. It really all depends on the amount of space that you want per bedroom, because you're not getting like any gorgeous view. You're gonna look out the window and you're gonna see other buildings. Basically, that's it. So again, what you're pretty much paying for here are the sizings of the bedrooms, the luxurious looking restrooms, the luxurious looking kitchen, and a pretty large closet as well. Now these units, along with the whole entire apartment, they're not old. They're only 5 years old. And from what the leasing agent told me as well, they're even remodeling the pool, which I personally don't know why. It looked really nice for when I saw it, but I guess they're probably gonna make it bigger or just add some adjustments to it. Alright, so let's take a look at some of the prices of the units. So the prices are all going to depend on the square feet. Here, for example, you have 2 beds, 2 baths, 1,135 square feet, going for $3,229 through $4,573. As you guys can see, 3 of those units are available. This one is the same thing, 2 beds and 2 baths. However, this one is 1,402 square feet. Now the square feet being a higher number that it is, the price goes up. This one is now $3,911 through $5,658. Now, even though outside of all of these apartments that are in downtown LA, when you see the now leasing signs that are up, this is at least the amount of money that has to be coming out of your pocket every month to be able to live in one of these units or any other unit that's in another apartment here in downtown LA. And of course, we're only talking about the cost of living here, not including other expenses such as food, clothing, entertainment, phone bill, and so on. Now, before I get somebody going down in the comment section saying this is very affordable living, most of these units are available. If many people living here in LA are comfortable with these numbers, believe me when I say this, all of these units will be filled up. And you definitely won't be seeing now leasing signs all over LA. Now take a look at one of their most expensive units. This one is 1,625 square feet. Same thing with 2 beds and 2 baths, going for $4,989 to $6,481. And actually, because of the high price that this one is going for, there's only one of these available. And I don't know who is living here, but it seems that this one is going to be available until March 25. So those who are living there, either they're moving somewhere else like this, or moving because of the amount that they have to pay to stay there. Now, believe it or not, guys, these weren't the prices of these units. They were actually higher. Right now, there's a huge competition between these apartment owners on who can have the least units available. So they're simply dropping down their prices. And even with their lowest price yet, people still find it very expensive. And I don't blame anybody for doing so. I mean, we are living still in very difficult times here in LA, California, and many other states. Now, this is going to be my personal opinion, but you guys can let me know yours down below in the comment section. But if this situation, God forbid, gets worse, I personally think one of 2 things can happen. One, either these apartment owners just drop their prices down even more, which I highly doubt they will do, or 2, simply sell their property to somebody else or somebody richer than they are. Now, one of the reasons, which quite possibly could be the main reason as to why the prices, not only here in downtown LA, but all of California, the prices on housings, apartments, and so on don't drop, or in other parts of California just simply increase, is because of all these restrictions that we now have state-wise and locally. And because of that, it's now very difficult and very expensive to now building anything in California. So because of that, it's not really convenient for apartment owners, landlords to drop their prices that dramatically. For if they do so, they will simply lose way too much money or gain very, very low profit out of it. And another reason why people are leaving as well, aside from the fact that it's too expensive, it's because there's really nothing around the area as well. Remember the whole global situation that started last year. Because of that, tons of small businesses simply went broke. Barbershops, restaurants, small markets, you go ahead and name it. So there's really nothing around the area where you can say you're only gonna walk 3 blocks from where you live. You really have to be driving a bit further to find what you need. The only thing that's really around these apartments are local cafes that are literally inside of the apartment itself on the first floor. But that's it. So a lot of people are just simply going to the suburbs where they can get a much bigger house for way less, and for a variety of other reasons, as we stated one of them. Even now that crime seems to be going up recently in LA, a lot of things have even recently happened in Beverly Hills. For example, a guy getting robbed his $500,000 Rolex. It's pretty dumb, you know? But anyways, guys, even in San Francisco, many are saying that it's not even livable there anymore. 31% of rent in San Francisco has been reduced, and even so, people still find it very expensive to live there. But honestly, everything just goes back in full circle with the government politics of the state and their unfair rules. Just 6 to 7 months ago, the government of the state, Newsom, this guy closed 19 counties, but kept his winery open. If that alone does not tell you something, I don't know what will. But of course, news reports are not going to mention a single word about that. Which is why I always say that it is very important to share info like this to what's really going on out there. Not only on my channel, but many others out there. Because this is one of the very few ways that we can get the truth out to people. So with all that being said, guys, as always, I hope this video was informative to you, or at least useful in any way. And if it was, don't forget to like this video, because not only does it help the channel, but it also helps the video pop somewhere else on YouTube to another person who can very well be finding the need to be informed. And consider subscribing, because my upcoming video will be different and one that I haven't done in a very, very long time. As always, thank you guys for taking the time and sticking till the end of the video, and I will see you all in my next one. Peace.